Okay, before we get started, as always, this is an interactive show so that you can comment at any time and we can share your comments on the screen. So please do, you get involved. We always give 10 Rugby League Outsiders points to the first person to comment. And you can redeem that absolutely nowhere on the internet, but it just gets you going and, gets a little bit of interaction going. So really exciting show this week, Carl.
Yeah, obviously. Of course it is. Anyway, I've got to address the massive elephant in the room before I go any further.
I know what this is.
I've never seen a Royal Marine wear so much pink, mate.
We've never seen a proper Royal Marine, then, have you?
Have you been shopping or what?
No, let me tell you the story behind this freaking T-shirt, right, which is hurting, it's burning my eyeballs out. So we've had a real busy couple of days. My normal podcasting T-shirt is in the wash, right? And I had my Midlands Hurricanes hoodie on, which I thought would be acceptable. And Carl's like, no. It's all about the branding, right? So get the fucking pink T-shirt on so you look like a pregnant pig, right? And I had to cover it up with the fucking gilet. So this is why I'm in this pink T-shirt now. So anyway,
it's all lies.
First comments. What do you think to the pink T-shirt?
It's all lies. Okay, we'll get on to tackle one then. So tackle one, as I mentioned at the start, is the Battle of the Codes is back. Rugby League versus Rugby Union is going to be going head to head at Leamington on the 27th of March. So Leamington Royals, who play out of Leamington Rugby Club, are going to be having a pre-season fixture 27th of March under the floodlights. Really exciting, that is, Craig.
Yeah, it is. I'm really keen to see sort of how it comes out top. And I take it, and maybe if there's anyone from Leamington watching, is there rugby union players that have never played league before? And is this a great way of getting people that haven't played league just to give it a go? And therefore, I can't wait to hear how they kind of get on with that.
Do you know what it is, though? It shows a great relationship done in between two clubs. That's the perfect way that they should be operating, really.
Yeah, they should, because rugby league, the league team should be seen as an asset to the union club, and the union club, should be seen as like the alliance that's allowing the rugby league team to play. Giving them a home and all that kind of stuff. It's no good having any kind of tension and that.
And anyway, so big game this, because the last time I remember a Clash of the Codes match.
Oh yeah,
1996.
Yeah.
Do you know the score?
Wigan absolutely hammered them.
Yeah, it was Wigan versus Bath, 1996. It wasn't a half and half game. They played one game of league, one game of union. Wigan came out on top, 101 points to 50. So in the first game, the league game, it was Wigan 82, Bath 6. And then the second game, the rugby union game, with Wigan 19, Bath 44. So Royals, you've got a lot to live up to, and we'll be keeping a close eye on it.
Didn't Martin Fire score like some ridiculous amount of tries?
Well, 82 points to 6 in league game, and then the second game, Bath really slowed it down and sort of threw in loads of scrummaging and stuff like that, So there's a poster on the screen. Get yourself down to that. Should be great. I fancy going to watch that, actually, if I can. 27th of March, under the floodlights, Battle of the Codes.
Yeah,
great, awesome.
Yeah, no, and if you do, maybe it's something that you could take on in your own club. Have a word and see if the union players, see if the union club are willing to give this a go, because they'll be coming towards the end of their season, won't they?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think that's.
And it could be like a good little social number for raising a bit of money for the club, but also generating a bit of interest in rugby league. So good effort.
Yeah, and another two clubs who are closely linked, or even more so now, Telford Raiders and Telford Hornets have just announced that the Raiders are going to be playing out the Hornets for 3 years. Just signed a 3-year deal, so that's another good example of rugby league and rugby union team working together.
Okay, so from my mic just died. I don't know.
No, you're still on, mate.
Shame. Right, okay, on to Wales now.
So Cardiff Demons beat Barrow in the Challenge Cup this weekend just gone. Cardiff Demons are a women's side that are making loads of noise at the minute. Really competitive. I think they've sort of set up the Challenge Cup as really something to push on for. We did speak to their head coach, didn't we, Craig, not long ago, and we got that clip here.
So here we are with Ian Newbury. He's the head coach of Cardiff Demons. Had an astonishing win against Barrow at the weekend. So Ian, just talk us through, what it was like to secure that win and what kind of factors were at play to allow you to come out on top.
Yeah, so I think when we got the Challenge Cup draw at the start, we'd always kind of identified Barrow as being a must-win game for us. We knew that they were obviously newly promoted to Super League, and it was going to be a hard competition, and that's what they brought. They brought a really tough defence. They were hard to break down, and for us, we don't have the benefit of having sort of a pre-season running, so it was very much learn on the go. 3 girls on sort of debut in Rugby League on its own. So yeah, there was a steep learning curve for a number of people, and it was something that we just had to take in our stride, build into the game, and break them down over time.
And Ian, you had a good run in the Challenge Cup last year, didn't you? Is this something that you've been focusing on in pre-season? You're looking to go one step further than last year?
Yeah, I think last year it was our first go, and we said to ourselves, look, we wanted to get out of that group stage. We kind of knew that we could if we got the right draw, and we knew that we had to play our best, but it was something that was achievable for us. And I think for last year it was kind of seeing where we were, and where we were is that we got to that quarter final against York, and then that was where we kind of exited. But for us this year, and the way that it's worked out for us, obviously this whole competition's happening before our season kicks off. And then we'll have a break into our season, so we can kind of really hit it with the ground running and give everything to it. So that's what our pre-season was built into. We've done it longer than we usually would. We started sort of in January, which is a 10-week running for us. It's the longest pre-season we've had as a club, and we've really put a target on. This year we want to get one step further. I mean, it's not going to be easy, but it's what we want to kind of aim for and achieve, and that's why we set these targets.
And you've got Salford Reds coming up, haven't you, this weekend? Do you know what you can expect from Salford?
Yeah, we played them last year, and I think, again, it was a learning curve for us. It was our first trip up into the north of England for a game, and it was our first win over a north of England side. And I think, again, they were a tough side. They brought physicality, grittiness, and they were always in that game. I think with that game we won sort of in the last minute. I think this year, they'll the score against Wigan might have been what looked like a blowout, but I know, having spoken to their coach, it's a rebuild year for them. They're bringing new girls in, and they're probably going to be in a very similar situation with girls starting to gel into combinations, and I'm sure they'll grow over this competition as we will.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering, what were the stories? What were the things that that you kind of used to build the team up for the game at the weekend?
I think sometimes it's you go into it, and we're always considered the underdog as we go into these competitions. And I actually kind of had a look just beforehand, what was sort of the bookies lying on us, and they'd actually put us in as favourites. I was like, oh god, that's the first time we've ever been a favourite. So I kind of stayed away from it. I think that kind of message of just you've got to stay together, can really show what you're made of and what we're doing in Wales and what you're building as a club, because we are a club that it's a women's only club. We don't have a male counterpart that goes with us, so we're building it from the ground up. For 3 years in, and every year we kind of take that step forward, whether it's on the field, off the field. And I think for them, we get a real sense of being part of that kind of development, and the pioneers of the Cardiff Demons and women's rugby in Wales.
Yeah, certainly whenever we speak to anybody sort of up in the heartlands, they seem to know that Cardiff are a team on the rise. What are your sort of long-term plans? Are they eventually to get into that sort of second-tier Super League?
Yeah, so I think where it's set up now with the pyramid structure, this is the first year it comes into play. We have every aim of this year getting to that sort of national championship final and pushing for the opportunity to play in that Super League playoff. But the aim is to bring a Welsh side, 7 side, into that main competition and then eventually compete and get to the point where, we can win it. And I truly believe we've got the talent down here. There's, an element of understanding and learning the game that we have to do. And I think every year that we compete in these competitions against the better sides, we get that understanding. So, I think, from the Wales perspective as well, people might say, well, what's the kind of point in the game against England? Well, the point for us is that every year we see where we are. Every year we compete for a little longer. We do something else. It's all about building up and getting that kind of experience to get against better opposition and seeing where we can really get to. It's not going to happen overnight, but there is definitely the talent available within this squad and within the area if we can draw them to it to win the Super League.
And who's been some of the standout players for you so far?
Yeah, so obviously Leanne Donnell, the fullback. I think on the weekend she kind of went up another level again. She was really outstanding. Zoe Healy on the wing, well led from the front. Sarah Jones in the front row. Probably don't give her enough credit, but I think I took her off for 5 minutes and then I went down and said, you better go back out there. And she never moans, she just gets on with it. There's a lot of players that are putting their hand up, and then there's Meg Whittaker, who's just come in this year. It was her debut on the weekend. I threw her in at the middle, and she came on, played hooker for quite a considerable amount of time. And yeah, I think there's some special things to come from her this season.
Okay, yeah. So Ian Newbury there sounding really positive about what Cardiff Demons have been up to. Definitely a club outside the Heartlands, and great to hear that they're doing really well. Another club outside the Heartlands is Oxford Cavaliers, Carl.
Yeah, breaking news, Craig. A couple of bits of breaking news actually regarding the Nines. So Oxford Cavaliers are the latest side to be entered into the Midlands Nines, into the men's competition, which is looking absolutely solid now. That is a solid competition, is the men's.
So just to recap, who's in there? So
you can call me out to remember them all. Right, Timebridge Trojans, yeah. Oxford Cavaliers, yeah. Leamington Royals, yeah. Scotland Under-19s, yeah. Sherwood Wolfhunt, yeah. Telford Raiders, yeah. That's it, isn't it? That's it. Yeah, that's it. We've got one space remaining. Yeah, so I've got a few teams interested, so I don't know. We've only got one space. That's all I'm saying. This
we've been rabbiting on about this festival for a while now. It is rapidly taking shape. Like I said, one place left in the men's team, women's team now. There's a couple of people that are going to be jumping in.
That's my next bit of news, actually. Loughborough University students have entered into the women's tournament as well. So fair play to Loughborough University. They've entered 3 teams in the Midlands Nines now.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be absolute belter. So not just the rugby, but the entertainment at night time and the bits of food. We was at the rugby club the other day just chatting it through, and I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, I'm excited and a little bit nervous. There's a lot going on in the Craig.
Did you see on the news that Willy Wonka experience that went horribly wrong up in Scotland?
Mate, it ain't going to be that like that. No way.
Did you see it though?
Yeah, I saw it, yeah.
Yeah, it was absolute carnage, wasn't it? The poor fella that didn't organise it. Anyway, you got some shit. So, yeah.
Deservedly so. Anyway, another big piece of breaking news. Heading to the Midlands Nines Festival is this famous old trophy. The Challenge Cup trophy is going to be at the Midlands Nines. Yeah, can't wait. It's going to be there for people to have the photographs taken with. Just an absolute iconic piece of rugby league history is that.
Yeah, and it's going to be like literally, well, wherever it is, you're going to be able to get alongside it, get a picture. You don't be able to freaking touch it, right? You fucking lot. You don't want to be able to touch it, but you'll be able to have a picture taken with it. Now, it's a rare opportunity, really.
Yeah,
to what is absolute rugby league, iconic trophy.
It's one of the one of the oldest sporting trophies in the world. That is.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, not far behind the Ashes. And do you know what? I'm going to be picking it up. Right, this will surprise you. From a secret location in the Midlands.
Is that right?
Yeah. Not from RFL headquarters. A secret location in the Midlands.
So where's it been? What's it been up to?
I can't say.
What do you mean
I can't say?
Yeah.
No, it's been engraved.
I thought that's what you were
with the current Challenge Cup winners. Yeah.
All right.
So,
Okay.
yeah, there's a bit of inside info.
All right. So from one of the greatest trophies of all time to this bit of news, one of the greatest tries.
If
of all
anybody
time.
hasn't seen this try, oh my God, it was absolutely unbelievable. So I haven't watched many NRL games this year, but I was lucky enough to catch this one. Melbourne Storm versus New Zealand Warriors. Paint the picture. Storm were 2 tries behind.
Right.
There's only about 2 or 3 minutes left.
Yeah.
They scored. So they were like, I think there were 2 points.
It was Pappenhausen's try before, was it?
Yeah. There were 2 points behind. There was seconds left. There was like they were going to get one more set of 6. Anyway, they had this last set of 6, and with the dying seconds, this try happened. It was absolutely incredible.
Got the ball down, so I couldn't really celebrate with them, but it sort of popped up on the big screen and ended up getting the try. But to be fair, that came down to the last sort of 5 minutes, and there was a few times when sort of made the wrong decisions of defence, and I dropped the ball back there, and I guess it was collectively a team effort to get back into the game, and that last 5 minutes we showed a bit of grit, we got back into it and ended up winning the game.
Yeah, so Craig, how good was that try, mate?
Well, that was unbelievable. They defied gravity, didn't it?
It's got,
They like floated. He didn't just like leap in the air. He like floated forward. The height he got was incredible.
He must have gone 4 foot forward and 4 foot high, easy.
God, that's fucking more than that.
Name a better try than that. I cannot think of a better try than that.
No. But I tell you what I like. Did you listen to his speech after the game? When he was chatting to the media after the game, like, he was so humble and so modest. He was just like, yeah. They're like, do you practice that? He goes, well, I'll give it a go. And then, someone else then said, look, I think it was Pappenhausen himself said, he fucking tries, he practices that every training session. You know what I mean? That's not something that's just like off the cuff so much as it's been orchestrated. He's practiced that, knowing that there's going to be a marginal amount of space to get in and get the ball down. He didn't even know he got the ball down, did he?
He took the hit as well off the defender, which propelled him even higher. It was just incredible. He did well not to put his left hand down as he scored that. But I was thinking about this. A lot of these acrobatic tries came in when they took the corner flag out of play. Because when you state the corner flag, you're automatically in touch, weren't you?
Yeah.
So that's when all these sort of real dramatic tries sort of came into action. But if you think about that, if you watch it back, even if the corner flag would have been in play, he still wouldn't have been in touch. Yeah. So he went over the corner flag. That's how incredible it was. I mean, if that had happened right in the Six Nations, that'd have been on the 6 o'clock news.
Oh, they'd have got an MBE, regardless of what country they're from. They absolutely get lined up for an MBE. Carl, how do you defend against that? You know what I mean? Like, what do you think? I know it's way above our level, but you know what I mean? Like, what would you be thinking?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think you've just got to go for the ball.
Defenders have got to attack the ball, haven't
they? Yeah.
Do you know what else I've seen? It's not directly linked with that, but I've seen a lot more tries this year scored in the corner where the halfbacks are looping passes over the top of the wingers and the centres. And I think that's because the defenders are showing him the outside corner. It's giving that, but like you always coach once upon a time, you'd never throw the ball overhead. But that's a new skill I've noticed has come in a lot this year.
Well, do you know, I remember as well, like you'd use the touchline as another defender, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But now it don't matter because they're not even. They're outside the pitch.
They're off the pitch.
Yeah, they're off the pitch.
The only thing that's in the pitch is the ball.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, the best try I've ever seen.
Carl, I've got a comment that I want to bring up. So it's our friend Phil Rogers saying, looking forward to it, as in the Midlands Nines. I've persuaded a couple of Union fans to come with me. Amazing.
Great.
Phil, I'll go a step further here. We've actually got like a little VIP area because of your interaction on these lives and all that kind of stuff. Come and find us on the day. We'll sort you out with a couple of VIP tickets for you and your mates to come and have a beer with us up in the Prosecco and Gin Lounge upstairs in the balcony. You happy with that, Carl?
You won't catch me in Prosecco Lounge,
You'll be
mate.
fucking drinking your gin.
Yeah, get out of it. I'll be mixing it with the people, mate. I'm real, man.
Right, he also said David Williams, Manly versus Souths. You need to see it to believe it. Right, we're going to dig that out. We're going to dig that out for next week.
Yeah, all right, mate.
Okay, so
my tweet of the week this week came from that try. So I posted that try out on social media saying, this is the greatest try of all time. Everybody should share it. And then I had this message coming from James Warren, who sort of comments quite often, actually. I score them at touch each and every Friday. No biggie. I said to him, that's my tweet of the week. So there you go, James.
Okay, so from the greatest try to a bit of controversy.
Well, the worst PR you can possibly imagine. Yeah. Featherstone this week have made the headlines for all the wrong reasons. Again, this came out with was it Craig Hall?
Yeah, Craig Hall.
Yeah, went on social media to say that he'd not been paid from his testimonial, which was 14 months earlier. And then that has prompted Featherstone to have to make a statement. Their chairman, Mark Campbell, made a statement, and it was not great reading, Craig. I don't know if you've seen it.
No, I've not seen the statement.
Yeah, so
I mean, fundamentally, like if a lad plays a testimonial game, the whole idea behind it is, that kind of gives him something for, as recognition for the service to the club or service to the game. You know what I mean? And therefore, you expect him to get that money. Like, it's not that money shouldn't be used elsewhere.
No,
like something's gone wrong there.
Of course, it shouldn't. Look, clubs run into money problems, don't they? But when it's somebody's testimonial, that should never happen, should it? It just, like you said, it's just. I know clubs might be finding things financially difficult, but to do something like that to somebody who's been a great servant to your club as well, I can imagine why it's left a sour taste in his mouth. But yeah, going back to the statement, it sort of took a bit of a knock at IMG, sort of stating, they threw money at it to try and get promoted, which they did, didn't they, Featherstone? Yeah. They absolutely they went for it. They went for broke, and it didn't pay off for them. So you can understand what's happened, but then there was other players started coming out. Dane Chisholm's come out saying he's still owed money. So yeah, I suppose a talking point there is the new IMG structure better for Super League? It'll stop this sort of going for broke spending. Do you think it's a good idea? Or do you think the old system of promotion and relegation, spending big to try and get promoted?
You know what, though? This player's not getting paid. It's not a new thing. Like,
no.
The only thing that's new is the ability to share it on social media and have loads of eyeballs and ears, picking up on this. But I remember, back in the day, the short spell I did at a pro club, like there were players complaining because they weren't getting their money. You know what I mean? Because there was financial stuff going on. So this isn't anything new. It's just, you don't get away with it now because everybody's got their own little private broadcasting platforms. Every player really, some are bigger than others, but has got an audience. You know what I mean? They've got a platform to share this news on. So you just can't get away with it. But what you are in charge of is your reply, your response. You know what I mean? And if you're saying that the response wasn't particularly good or constructive or whatever, then that's probably
the bit that I didn't like about the statement was that he sort of said, "Look, we spent all this money and we still only managed to get 700 season tickets." It's kind of, I didn't read exactly like that, but that was the gist of it. And he kind of it felt like he was taking a bit of a dig at his own fans for not investing in the club for the money they'd spent, and it's not the first time.
Yeah, I was going to say they did similar. Or Featherstone, it wasn't. I don't think it was him that had done it last year, but there was a bit of a dig at the fans last year. The Featherstone fans, were they?
It was for not spending money over the club bars and drinking over the road. It's just you can't do it, can you? I'm no body to speak our club should put a press statement out, but you ain't got to be a genius to work out that you don't take a knock at your own fans.
Yeah. Okay. Real interesting story. So we'll keep an eye on that and see kind of how it unfolds. And good luck to Craig. And and good luck to the club as well. I need to get them onto a solid footing. Right. Moving on.
Yeah. To Williams Weekly then, Craig. Off you go, mate. What's your discussion point for this week?
Yeah, so my discussion point this week, I just want to launch this out, and then we'll have a little bit of a we'll do a little bit of a look forward whilst we're waiting for some of the things to come on. So recently, Carl made a comment that really stuck in my mind. All right, and it was like, there's so many games on the telly now that you don't actually get a chance to watch them all, and it kind of made me think. And I'm like, is the scheduling as good as it could be? So my question this week, I posted on Facebook, is the schedule of the Super League fixtures on Sky optimized for fan engagement, or could it be better? It's as simple as that. That's kind of all I want to think. Now, as always, I don't know what the freaking answers are. I'll put my hands up now. But I just wondered what other people was thinking. We've never had as many games on the telly box as we get now. We've been screaming for years for more rugby on the telly. We've got it, but to me, it just seems inconsistent. Like the timings are different. Sometimes there's a Thursday game, sometimes there isn't. And I know there's schedule issues with clubs, stadiums, all that kind of thing. But it just seems inconsistent. And even what channel it is, like I always set the record the whole series, you know what I mean? And before you could do that, couldn't you, on Sky Mix or Sky Arena or whatever it was? Now I've set record the series, and I miss games. I don't record games because it's on a different channel or it's not picked up the series record. So I'm just wondering what other people are thinking. I suppose the first person to get asked is you.
Well, are you going to feed back to that in a minute, and we'll do a bit of a recap and then come back to it in a second?
Yep.
So what we have coming this week is Rugby League in the Capital. That is this week's podcast, which is going to be launching on Thursday. So that's with Nash Cohen, who is the development officer for the London Broncos, and Stephen Guan, who is the development officer, the Southern Development Officer for the RFL. So he plays a big part in Rugby League in the South, East, Midlands. He's got a massive area to cover. So it really goes into some depth on that. And then Nash gives you some real detail about what London Broncos are doing within the community, which they are doing some great work out of, Craig.
Yeah. They are doing some great work. It's in solid hands down in the capital. Now, we did sort of press Stephen on, he's got a massive area to cover, and sometimes it feels like he don't quite get out of London. However, he has put a lot of force behind the Midlands Nines Festival. I know he's in touch with the clubs, and wants to make a difference. And I think as much as we kind of expect a bit of what we call push from the RFL, sometimes I think the RFL need a bit of pull. I think clubs need to get in touch with them as well. Encourage a bit of discussion and conversation and sharing their ideas. So, really approachable guy. He's going to be at the Midlands Nines if you're around. So say hello and have a good chat with him. Put your ideas across without prodding him in the chest and telling him how to do his job better and all that. But it should be a good episode. So tune in for that. Couple of comments coming in then, Carl.
Yeah.
Let me get rid of the old slide. Here we go. A couple of comments coming in. So, right. Oscar Fisher, are you lot covering the Students' Four Nations this year? You lot. There's only two of us.
Yeah, you lot. Our hobby that we do. Yeah, absolutely. We're covering. We're sort of. Well, I'm invested from two sides now because I've been involved with the England camp and I've been involved with the Ireland camp now. So absolutely, we'll be covering the Four Nations, and details of where that's going to be played is going to be coming out soon as well.
Nice one. Yeah, and these kind of things, if you obviously, we're driven by what the audience want, what you guys want. So if there's a particular style, whether you want like a mini doc style, if you just want interviews, if you want, I don't know, but you have control over what we produce. So let us know. Feedback being the food of champions. So
I just like to take this opportunity actually to thank everybody that's been watching and subscribing. We sort of set ourselves a target, didn't we, of 500 subscribers the other week. Really pleased to say we've got over 500 subscribers on YouTube, and we had over 9,000 people watch last week, which just blows my mind, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, no sign of it slowing down either.
No.
Okay, more comments. So hope that answers your question, Oscar. Phil saying nope. Okay, so this is the first of the Williams Weekly replies. Nope, but some clubs won't give up Friday games because that's when they make the most corporate money.
Yeah, I know Leeds Rhinos are massive fans, aren't they, of the Friday night games. A lot of the City boys go to work, and then they go to corporate, don't they, at Headingley on a Friday night.
So what we're saying, they won't do the Thursday match?
No, I don't think so. I think Leeds are really they just want a Friday fixture. I mean, I am privy to it, but that's what I've heard.
Yeah. But it seems Phil agrees that it's not optimized for fan engagement, and
it's not, is it? Like you say, some weeks you've got a Thursday game, some weeks you don't have a game, some weeks you have 3 or 4 games on a Saturday. They're all kicking off at the same time. But this is the first year that they've televised every game. And we spoke to Andy Wilson, didn't we, head of media at the RFL, on one of our previous episodes. And he did say, look, it's the first time it's ever happened. It's not going to be perfect straight away. But maybe next year we can look at having all the fixtures spread out so you can watch all of them. Yeah, well, Jamie Jones has basically said go for the NRL Super Saturday type format, and that's what I was kind of thinking. I was thinking, or maybe even have a channel dedicated to it, so they're all on one channel. They just roll one after the other, and you can just kind of like I don't know. I don't want to use the swear word football, but I think there's like dedicated football channels, isn't there? You know what I mean? Where it's just freaking boring ball all day. Could you do something like that with rugby instead? Yeah, maybe. You got any more questions? Oh, okay. Amiga Prime, what a fucking name that is. 2025, the Royal Air Force are hosting a Tri-Nations tournament between New Zealand, Australia, and UK Royal Air Force. One to watch. Absolutely. Yeah, that's definitely one to watch. Any ideas where that's going to be? I think it's going to be Cranwell or Cosford, maybe. I don't know. If you got more information on that, let us know. It's a great one to watch. So, okay. So we've got no conclusion to your Williams Weekly then this week? No, the conclusion is that it could be not optimised. No, yeah. It's not. You know what I mean? With one hand, he giveth, with the other hand, whatever the saying is, you know what I mean? And it's like, we've got all these games. But I'm finding myself getting up like really early on a Sunday morning, trying to catch up with these games. And, and sometimes it's recorded, sometimes it's not. And it's one of those third world problems, I suppose, that, you know what I mean? Like, fucking look at you, all the games are on the telly. Is there a different way of doing it? And I don't know what those suggestions are. But rugby league on TV's never been better. It hasn't really. You've got so many options. Oh, here's a question for you, right? And here's a question for everybody else that's watching. What about the Super League theme tune on Sky? Do you like it? I can't say I've noticed it. Have you not noticed it? Right. So remember, it used to be the robots, didn't it? Yeah. I never. It's like a rocky. The robots was rubbish. Yeah, I didn't like that. I used to like the old Seize the Day one. You remember that? Yeah. Yeah. Classic. Yeah. And now it's like. It's got like roaring, it's got dragons roaring and fucking pigs squealing, singing, all that kind of stuff. So, have you not noticed it? You need to pay attention. I haven't noticed it, to be honest with you. Yeah, right. Anybody else? What do they prefer? The new Sky Sports Super League theme tune or not? You should try and get up on the phone and play it. Should I try and get it? Go on, you feel it. Oh, well, you're just talking nonsense for a couple of... I tell you what... What's new? No, I tell you what we have got. Very kindly, London Broncos, in association with the podcast that's coming out this week with Nash from London Broncos, they are going to be donating 2 tickets to a Super League game and a signed shirt. So we're going to be having a competition that she's going to be up and running on our socials this week. So sort of stay tuned for that. Yeah. Have you got it? No, I don't think I have. I've got the old one. Here we go. What's this? Hey, we're going to get a copyright stripe on this. Yeah, probably. Better not. I'll just play a couple of seconds. That's not it. That's an advert. Definitely don't play that. Bear with us. So you'll remember this one. Yes, that's the Seize the Day one. Yeah, that was amazing. That was brilliant. That. Right, that was the best. You're right. The new one. I don't know what's going on here. No, I can't. Come back next week. Yeah, come back next week.
We were doing ever so well. Okay, Cal. Final words before we call it a day.
Just thank you to everybody for continue to watch and continue to support. It's my phone's like a hotline at the minute. I just can't keep up with the messages, mate. I'll be honest with you.
Okay. So as always, thank you to those that have commented and everybody that's watched. Thank you to all those that have subscribed. If you haven't done so already, it is the best way to let us know that we're on the right track and providing the stuff that you want to watch, want to listen to, and you're getting benefit from. So hit the subscribe and share it with your mates. Until next week.
One thing we can confirm now, can't we, Craig?
What?
We will now be sometime in the near future, we will be hosting in our very own dedicated Rugby League Outsiders studio.
Yeah, this supposed hobby, we've now taken on a dedicated studio. So over the next sort of, what kind of time scale are you thinking?
It's going to be a couple of months.
2 months because of the festival.
We've got the nights to get out of the way first, yeah. Yeah,
so it's going to be a dedicated studio. At the minute, this is my home office that, we kind of take over every week. But we're going to have a dedicated place where where we can run this from and just turn into a little man den and no bloody wives allowed. So not like that though.
Not like that though.
All right. Okay. I think we've got one. Marines and technology don't go together. Exactly. No, we don't.
And pink t-shirts.
Yeah. All right. Brilliant. So until next week, take care.